Salut et bienvenue aux vidéo. This is EBI20 Direct Object Pronouns. If you're watching this video, it's because your teacher's giving you this as an EBI, something to improve on for next time. And if that's the case, je dois dire félicitations, congratulations, because this is a great EBI to have. You do look it a bit and you need to recognize it, but really this is a piece of A-level French that they've put down into the new GCSE, which I think is great. I learned this, and this sort of lesson used to be aimed at A-level students. That's when I learned to use direct object pronouns. So for you, if you're doing your GCSEs, to be watching this now is an excellent place to be, and I'm very happy. So this is obviously going to be hard. It's right at the top end. This is 7+ grammar. Today what we'll do is we'll work through the key questions, and I'll talk and I'll try and explain as best I can about direct object pronouns, how to use them and where to go. Now this is going to be tough going, but if you work hard at it, if you keep practicing, if you keep revising, one day you'll use direct object pronouns without even thinking, and you'll struggle to even explain why you use them. You'll just know you use them. So that's what it's all about today. Let's get going. Alors mes petits, right guys, there's 4 key questions today. Chances are, if you've got this as an EBI, you've had a go at it and got it wrong, which is great, by the way, and the examiner will still reward you for having a go at this complex grammar. So maybe you know some of the answers to these 4 questions. Put me on pause now, have a little look through and see if you can answer them. If you can't answer any, that's fine, don't worry about it. Then what I'm going to do today with you is go through each question to talk through, to explain it, and then hopefully you'll crack this. Put me on pause now before we start. Think and read through these questions. Are there any you can already answer? When you think you've had enough, restart the video and we'll start with question 1. Alors mes petits, right guys, before using a direct object pronoun, we need to work out what it is, and we need to look at the way a sentence is structured. Now, you won't even think about this in English, but all of this stuff applies to English as well. We have direct object pronouns in English. You've used it already today, I bet, but you just don't realize what it is. So let's break it down and let's look at what makes up a sentence. So here I've got these 3 things. Almost every sentence has a subject. When we say subject, we're talking about the person who is doing the verb. In every sentence, we'll have a verb, a doing word, and then in a lot of sentences, you'll have an object. So the subject does the verb is the doing word, and the object is the noun or the thing that is not doing the verb, the object of it. So I've got 3 simple examples of subject, verb, object here. So I kick a football. So I am the subject, I'm doing the verb. Kick is obviously the verb, and then the football is the object that I'm kicking. So that's quite easy to understand. Keep that in mind. I is the subject, kick is the verb, and then the object, the thing I'm actually doing the verb to, is the football, I'm kicking it. That's the object. All right, same thing here. Mr. Ennis drives a Ferrari. Yeah, the Toyota Aygo, I'm just borrowing for the time being. My real car is a Ferrari, right? So the subject is me, the verb is driving, and the object that I drive around is a Ferrari. Simple. All right, this is harder because you might say there's 2 subjects. You've got year 10 and Mr. Ennis, but the subject is the thing doing the verb. The object is the thing receiving the verb. So year 10 drive Mr. Ennis mad. Year 10 are the subject because they're doing the verb. What are they doing? They're driving an object mad. Who's the object in this sentence? I am. Mr. Year 10 drive Mr. Ennis mad. So what we're looking at today are these objects and replacing these. So rather than saying I kick a football, I say I kick it. I drive it. Year 10 drive me mad. So it's replacing this objects with a word like me, you, it, them, and that is all a direct object pronoun. It's. Et voilà, just to make sure you've got that, this next slide is exactly the same thing, just to give you some more examples. So, j'aime les bonbons, I like sweets. Je connais Thomas, I know Thomas. Nous adorons Mr. Ennis, we love Mr. Ennis. Right, so remember, subject, verb, object. The subject is I, the verb is like, and then the object is bonbon. So what we want to do today is, rather than saying I like sweets, say I like them. I know him. I want to replace Thomas with the word him. We love Mr. Ennis. I want to replace Mr. Ennis with him as well. This is what we're doing today, and this is where it starts to get tricky. Alors mes petits, right guys, so have a look at questions 1 and 2. Put me on pause. We've covered 1 and 2 now. You should be able to answer them. See if you can answer them. Pause me now and have a go. Restart me and I'll go through the answers for just 1 and 2. Alors, right guys, let's see if you got the hang of 1 and 2. So an object in a sentence is a thing that receives the verb. So the subject does it, the object receives it. I kick a football, the football's the object. Identify the object here then. I hate Lily, this is about Lily Scales. It is Lily because I am the subject, the verb is the action, and Lily is the object of our hate. Right, so let's look at 3 and 4. This is where it gets a bit tricky because it's different in French to how it is in English. Et voilà, so this first bit's fine. Just like English, rather than saying Mr. Ennis or Warren or the Ferrari, you just change it for an object pronoun. So me is me, you is tu, him or it is le, her is la, and this is because of a vowel, and then nous is us, vous is you, les is them. Easy. So this is where it gets complicated. In English, I'll say like, I like it. You see me. We eat them. In French, this is where it's slightly different. And it's because in French, the word order is different to English. So in English, I'd say we love it. We find it funny. In French, you don't say we love it. You don't say we find it funny. You say we it love. We it find funny. So these words here are pronouns. They actually go in between the subject, which is we, and the verb, which is love. So you don't say we love it, we say we it love. Let me show you some examples. So, le français est cool, nous l'adorons. French is cool, we it love. You don't say we love it, you say we it love. Here's another one. Mr. Ennis nous déteste means Mr. Ennis us hates. That's how you say it in French. In English, you say Mr. Ennis hates us, which should be true. But in French, you say Mr. Ennis nous déteste. This is a good one. Mais nous l'adorons. But we love him. But you don't say it in French. You say but we. This stands for me, he, love. And then finally, the one that will help you remember it is this is how you say I love you in French. You don't actually say I love you to someone. You say I, you, love. Je t'aime. So the take-home message today, guys, these words, these pronouns, they go in between the subject and the verb. You don't say I love you, you say I, you, love. Alors, right guys, you've looked at everything now. You should be prepared to answer these 4 questions for number 3. Have a go at completing the table. Put me on pause, see what you can do. On y va. Alors, how did you get on? Let's go through then. If you really struggle to answer these questions, just rewind the video and watch again. This is a really hard piece of grammar, so there's no problem in going back and studying it and stopping and pausing and making notes. This might be a good time to point to our extra challenge about your revision poster. You might want to do that now before moving on to the activities. Right, let's go for it. So an object is the thing that receives the verb in the sentence. I kick it. It is the object. I kick the football is the object. So in this sentence, I hate Lily. Lily is the object. She's the thing we hate. Complete the table then. It goes me, te, le, la, nu, vu, les, voilà. Be careful of vowels for the me. And so direct object pronouns are positioned, and this is where it's different, in between the subject, which is the je, the tu, and the verb. So you don't say I love you in French, you say I, you, love. I, you, hate. I, them, eat. That's how you say it, and that's all you gotta know to crack EBI20. Let's put you to the test. Alors mes petits, parce que c'est compliqué aujourd'hui, les activités sont plus faciles. Aussi, il ne faut pas gagner 100% pour réussir. Ici, j'ai le cible. Donc toi, je serai content si vous avez toi ici. 4, très bien. 5 sur 5, parfait. Alors, vous avez 2 minutes et c'est si simple aujourd'hui pour activité 1. Il faut traduire les phrases ici en anglais pour moi. Traduisez les phrases. Put me on pause now. Give yourself 2 minutes. Write it in your pink books, or you can just say this one out loud. I'm not too worried about you writing it down. All you need to do, translate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put a 2-minute timer on your phone. Bon courage. On y va. Restart me when you think you're ready for the answers. Allez. Alors mes petits, right guys, let's see what you've got now. You might have thought when I started this task, easy, just translate it into English, but this just shows you how it looks and gets you thinking about how you put it yourself. So the task looks straightforward, but remember, 3 is the pass mark. This is some advanced French. Let's go for it. So, je la regarde literally says I, her watch, or it could be I, it watch. So switch it around, I watch her or I watch it. Numéro 2, nous te voyons. Nous voyons is we see. So with the te there, it's we, you, see. So I'd say we see you. Numéro 3, now I've been nasty here because I put it into the future tense. Je vais les voir. Je vais is I'm going, les is them, voir is to see. So I'm going to see them. Well done if you got that one. Numéro 4, elle l'achète. She buys it, or it could be she buys him or her if she's a people trafficker. And finally, numéro 5, nous allons vous chercher. We are going you to look for. We're going to look for you. Well done. If you got all 5, would be amazing. 3 or more, I'll be really happy. If you didn't get 3, can you see now how we've done it and how this works? And if that's all, like, if you can, it's well worth it. Now, let's put you to the test. Et voilà, mes petits. Maintenant, j'ai les noms ici comme le journal, la télé, les lettres. Ce qu'il faut faire, il faut remplacer le nom avec un prénom. Donc, je vous donne un exemple. Hein? Elle lit le journal. She reads the paper. You're not going to use this word, journal. I want you to change it to she reads it. How do you do it? So you're still going to need she. You're still going to need reads. And then you're going to need to say it. That's where it's going to get complicated. What can you do? Same thing. This time I'll give you 4 minutes. Yes, you got a minute thinking time each question. This time, write your answers out in your pink books. I only want 2 out of 4 today. 50% will be a good mark. Put me on pause. See if you can change these using the direct object pronouns. So you'll need to say she reads it, you watch it, we send them, she waits for him. See if you can do it. Put me on pause now. Bon courage. On y va. Alors, right guys, how have you got on with these? I know it's tough. Let's work through them one by one. And remember, 50%, c'est ce que je veux. If you've got 2, I think you've done really well on this. It'd be great to see this in your writing assessment. So, elle lit le journal. She reads the paper. A journal is a paper. For plural, it changes to journal. The L changes to AUX. Always like that. So I want to say she reads it. We've got the le, which means it. So, elle le lit. She reads it, or she is reading it. Same thing. Numéro 2. Tu regardes la télé. Are you watching the TV? Instead of getting that word télé, I want to say, are you watching it? Tu la regardes. You, it, watch. See what we've done? Alright, well done if you got the first 2. Numéro 3. Nous envoyons les lettres. We are sending the letters. I want to say, we're sending them. But I don't say we're sending them. I say we are them sending. Nous les envoyons. Well done if you got that. And then finally, elle attend son petit ami. She's waiting for her boyfriend. So you want to say she, him is waiting or waits. He is le, but attend starts with an A. So you need elle l'attend. She, him is waiting, and the E gets lost because you can't have an E and an A touching. Guys, if you got all 4 of those, you've done really well. 2 out of 4 is the pass mark. If you've got under 2 out of 4, I wouldn't beat yourself up. As long as you can see now how this works and you're willing to give a go, I will be really, really happy with that. So there's still a bit more practice for you. You've still got to do your daily test homework. The next slide will talk you through how it works if you don't know already. This is a great EBI. Well done for doing this. I hope you're feeling more confident with it now. Thank you for watching. Merci et à la prochaine fois. Your next step is your daily test. So your French teacher will have set you this for your homework. You've got your daily test booklet. Do not write in the booklet. What I want you to do, step 1, is in your pink books, copy out this box, copy out all the questions, copy out all the answers, and then copy out the blank test next to it. Then you're going to revise all the answers here. So you're going to spend your time learning this, make sure you master it. Once you've got it, this is what I want you to do. Cover up the answers, make sure you can't see them, and then in the blank test that you've copied out, take out your red pen, see if you can answer all of these questions and see if you can fill in any boxes. Then once you've done that, uncover this and look at what you've done and mark up your work. What have you got right? What have you got wrong? And then have a look. This is the ideal bit. Rinse and repeat. Go back to the start, revise the answers again, and then test yourself again, and then revise again, and then test again, and then mark again, and repeat until you've absolutely cracked it. And then if you've cracked it, say you started Monday and by Tuesday you know it off by heart, great. I bet you by Friday you will have forgotten it again. It's called a daily test because we want you to do it once every day, and the best students do this. Test yourself every day. If you can do it for 5 consecutive days in a row and get 100%, you've cracked it, you've got it, you've done it. So that is your homework for next time. Your extra challenge, guys, is to make a revision poster on this. So why don't you watch the video again, pause it, make a poster, make it look amazing, stick it up in your room or show it to your French teacher, show to make sure you've mastered this. This is EBI7. It is so important. Hopefully now you're happy and you can crack it. Thank you for watching. À bientôt. Au revoir.